All praise belongs to Allah, the one and only worthy of worship. We ask for His help and seek His guidance. May His countless blessings be upon His perfect worshipper, the mercy for humanity, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. सबक पढ़ सदाकत का, अदालत का, शजाअत का. सबक पढ़ सदाकत का, अदालत का, शजाअत का. लिया जाएगा तुझसे काम दुनिया की इमामत का.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. A warm and heartfelt welcome to each one of you. It's an honor to stand before such an incredible audience.
Yes, today is not just another day. It's a day of ideas, a day of voices, and a day of powerful words. Words have the power to transform hearts, awaken minds, and shape the future. Throughout the history, the greatest revolutions began with words. But before we proceed, let's begin this gathering with the most sacred words, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For that, I would like to call Mr. Imran Ahmad to elevate our souls with the recitations of the Holy Quran. Imran.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر. سبحان الله عما يشركون. والله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. صدق الله العظيم. السلام عليكم.
Subhanallah. The Quran is not just a book, rather it is guidance, healing, and light for those who seek it. We are gathered here for a speech competition, Impact of Globalization, on Indian Muslims, where some of the brightest minds of our university will compete with their thoughts, words, and eloquence.
Before we dive into this exciting competition, let's take a moment to extend our gratitude to the people who make this event possible. Our respected President of the Islamic Studies Society, Dr. Aijaz Sir, and all other members. Esteemed judges who will help us choose the best speakers today. To all our participants, you are already winners for having the courage to speak. And to our wonderful audience, thank you for your support and encouragement.
No competition is complete without fair and experienced judges. Today we have honored to have with us Dr. Aijaz Ahmad, Muzafer Sir, next one,
Adil sir.
he's not the judge, and Zahid Sir, who bring with them immense knowledge and expertise. Let's give them a huge round of applause, please.
Thank you, dear judges, for gracing this occasion with your presence. Your insights and evaluation will be invaluable in choosing the best speaker of the day.
Now, before we begin, let's quickly go over the rules of the competition. So first we have each participants will be given 5 plus 2 minutes to deliver their speech. Participants are allowed to deliver their speech in the mentioned language, that is English and Urdu. The decisions of the judges will be final and binding.
So, without further ado, let's get started with our first speaker.
So our first speaker for today is Zikra Zakir. Let's welcome her with a big round of applause. Safi, you go with the time. 5 plus 2 minutes.
Globalization brings new opportunities, but it also poses challenges, traditions, and livelihood, especially for the communities like Indian Muslim society. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I, Zikra Zakir, today I am honored to speak on the topic that deeply influenced our society, and that is impact of globalization on the Indian Muslim communities. So before talking about the impact of globalization on the Indian Muslim communities, let us first discuss what is globalization. The term globalization is getting important nowadays among government, business communities, teachers, and worldwide economists. The reason behind is because it is spreading widely day by day, and it also affecting societies, their culture, their tradition, and even their languages. Different peoples have different opinion on this term, but on a simple note, it could be defined as globalization is that process in which movement and exchanges of human beings, society, tribes, culture became fastened all over the world, so that it promotes cultural and economic stability. What if I say that Islam and globalization are interconnected with each other? To my opinion, Islam is not an alien concept of globalization. A very famous sociologist, Martin Elbro, states that globalization is that process in which increasing number of people of different world bounded together into a single society is what we called as globalization. Now, this concept of single society is what we found in Ukuwa Islamiyya or Islamic Brotherhood. A famous verse from Quran, from Surah Al-Hujurat, states that, "O mankind, we created you from a single pair of male and female, and we created you among different societies and culture, bounded to so that you can interact with each other." Another verse from Surah Al-Anbiya, verse number 107, states that, "You are prophet when you have sent you we have sent you to mercy for all creatures." Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had been sent to this earth so that he can spread the teachings and messages of Islam to all the world, to all the creature. So yes, it is true that the process of and the concept of Islamization in globalization had been there from very beginning. What if I say that globalization had a profound impact on Indian Muslim communities? So first, there is, for everything, behind everything, there is a positive as well as there is a negative side. So let's first see that how globalization is beneficial for every Muslim community. We have seen that many Muslims have went to Gulf countries and even other parts of the world for job opportunities, for better job opportunities, for better education facilities, and even for better lifestyle. There is no doubt in that. Even there are online educations, there are scholarships, there are universities where people find where people find helpful to gain higher education. E-commerce and global market allow Indians to help Muslims to increase their trade relation or to expand their business globally. Increasing in trade economics leads to growth in infrastructure, healthcare, and technology. Besides these benefits, there are certain challenges that possess Indian Muslims to face them, and there are challenges like influence of Western culture leads to traditional and religious values. There is a struggle to balance modernity with religious and cultural beliefs. Yes, I believe that there is an economic equality where many have benefited, but there are economic inequality where many people suffer from poverty and lack of job opportunities. Many Indian Muslims rely on these job opportunities, but because of economic changes there, they suffer from it. They suffer and they faces challenges there. It is truly said that globalization is a vast process, and there is no doubt in that. There are opportunities, there are challenges, but the only key to success in it is you have to balance it. You should know that how to balance it, and balancing should only be possible if you embrace it modern advancement and while preserving traditional and values. At last, I just want to conclude my words by saying that let us strive to make the most of these opportunities while staying true to our roots with knowledge, hard work, and resilience. We can build a stronger and more preserving and prosperous future for all of us. Thank you so much.
That was truly inspiring. Thank you, Zikra, for that thought-provoking speech. Next, we have Sabrina Yusuf. Let's encourage her with a warm welcome.
Respected judges, teachers, and dear friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Today, I stand before you to discuss an issue that has significantly shaped our society: the impact of globalization on Indian Muslim communities. They say water will keep flowing, but one should not lose their own place. This Kashmiri proverb holds a deep lesson for us today. Globalization, like a mighty river, is reshaping our world, bringing opportunities but also challenges. The question is, will we flow with the current and lose our identity, or will we navigate it wisely while holding on to our values? Globalization is an undeniable force. It connects economies, cultures, and societies. For Indian Muslims, who form nearly 14.2% of the population according to 2011 census, it has brought both growth and struggles. It has opened doors to education, employment, and technological advancements. But it has also led to economic disparity, cultural dilution, and identity struggles. One cannot ignore the opportunities globalization has provided. It has revolutionized education. Online learning and scholarships now allow students from remote areas to access world-class knowledge. Created economic opportunities. Muslim entrepreneurs now have global markets at their fingertips through e-commerce and digital platforms. Strengthened Islamic learning. Digital media has made religious teachings more accessible than ever before, connecting scholars and communities across the globe. But with these benefits come significant challenges. Despite the progress, not all have benefited equally. Economic disparity. While some have thrived, others, particularly in marginalized Muslim communities, have been left behind. Globalization favors the skilled and the privileged, deepening social inequality. Cultural dilution, Western influences, consumerism, and changing lifestyles have sometimes led to a weakening traditional values. Many young Muslims struggle between maintaining their heritage and adapting to a rapidly changing world. Global media bias, the rise of Islamophobia, fueled by distorted narratives, has led to stereotypes and discrimination, making it harder for Muslims to be seen for their contributions rather than misconceptions. So, how do we navigate this global storm without losing ourselves? The answer lies in balance, embracing progress while preserving our faith, practices, and identity. Education must be a priority, not just in terms of degrees, but in intellectual and moral development. Economic growth should not come at the cost of ethics. We must support community, business, promote fair trade, and encourage entrepreneurship within our own people. Cultural exchange should not mean cultural loss. We can learn from the world without forgetting who we are. Conclusion, a call to action. Globalization is not an enemy, nor is it a savior. It is a force. The question is, will we let it define us or will we define our place in it? The choice is ours. Thank you.
Thank you. What an incredible lineup of speakers we have today. Their words have the power to move, inspire, and ignite. So now our next speaker is Ikra Shik. Please welcome her.
Assalamu alaikum and a very warm good morning to everyone present here. I am Ikra Shik, undergraduate student, and I'm truly grateful for the organizing team for giving us this platform where we can speak our thoughts on the topic that shapes our everyday life. The impact of globalization on Indian Muslim communities. When I order a late night snack from an international fast food chain or binge watch any drama, I realize just how deeply globalization has woven itself into our daily lives. But beyond these convenience and entertainment purpose, globalization is reshaping economies, cultures, and identity. It has not only changed where people live and work, but also how they think, interact, and even practice their faith. Today, let's take a closer look at how this transformation is unfolding. Let's explore the economic, educational, cultural, and political impact of globalization on the Indian Muslim communities. Economic impact. Let's talk about it first. Globalization has opened doors to numerous economic opportunities for Indian Muslims. For example, migration to Gulf. Did you know that 8.9 million Indians work and live in the Gulf countries? If we consider a rough estimate, in a group of 1,000 families, around 10 Muslim families have at least one member working or living there. And if we take a closer look, in my own family, I have at least 10 members working and living there. These opportunities in the Gulf strengthen households through remittances and improving their standard of living. With globalization, new markets have emerged, allowing Muslim entrepreneurs to thrive, especially in sectors like textile, food, and handicrafts. The rise of online platforms has helped many break through economic barriers, offering employment and business growth opportunities like never before. The rise of online platforms have helped many. Coming to the education and skill sector, education is the foundation of progress, and globalization has significantly affected this sector. Many Indian Muslims now have greater access to global universities like America and in Europe. For example, my own brother, he earned a scholarship in Europe last year only. Secondly, madrasa modernization. There has been a growing push to integrate science, technology, and English into traditional Islamic education, ensuring a well-rounded curriculum for the younger generation. Moving on to online learning and awareness. The internet has made global knowledge accessible to everyone anywhere, increasing awareness about social, political, and economic issues. But now, how can globalization affect one's identity and culture? Globalization has brought both challenges and opportunities when it comes to preserving cultural and religious identity. For example, the Western influence and identity struggles. Social media is constantly bombarding us with trends, and these trends are making hijab and modest clothing look like an oppression rather than a choice. Many young Muslims, in their quest to fit in, have left their identity, main identity, that is the parda. Parda is the identity of a Muslim woman, and many have dropped it in search for a trendy one. On the flip side, globalization has allowed access to global Islamic scholars like Mufti Menk, Noman Ali Khan, Dr. Tariq Jamil. I have personally learned a lot from them by just following them online. Truly, every coin has two sides. Globalization challenges our values, but it also provides the means to reinforce them. Now, looking at the social and political impact. Today, Indian Muslims are more aware about Islamophobia, Palestinian struggle, and minority rights than ever. This awareness is empowering communities to advocate for their rights. While globalization has created opportunities, it has also widened gaps in economic and social equality, sparking debates on affirmative actions and representation. Last but not the least, the impact of globalization on technology and media. Platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube have helped Muslims connect globally. For example, Huda classes run by Dr. Farah Tashmi, which uses WhatsApp groups to teach Quranic translation and transliteration. Secondly, the most important thing is having knowledge about Islamic banking and having access to halal industries. It is very important in this age and time that we have access to all the Islamic knowledge and Sharia, as well as having halal food industries. The global rise of Islamic banking and halal markets has shaped business choices for many Muslim Indian consumers. In conclusion, I would like to say that globalization is a double-edged sword. It has opened doors for economic growth, education, and cultural exchanges, but it has also raised concerns about identity, marginalization, and representation. The way forward? Very simple. A balanced approach. While embracing the benefits of globalization, it is crucial that we hold on to our tradition, values, and religion, ensuring that progress does not come at the cost of identity. Thank you.
Thank you, Ikra, for your insightful speech. I truly appreciated your perspectives. Now we have Anam Chan as our next speaker.
Please give her a huge round of applause.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, honorable teacher, esteemed guests, and my dear students. Today I have the opportunity to speak about the topic that holds a great significance, the impact of globalization on Indian Muslim community. Firstly, what is globalization? Globalization is the connection of people, business, and societies all over the world. It's like a big network that help us to share ideas, goals, and services. This shape the way we live, we lifestyle, our work, relate to another. But how this broad phenomena affect us? Let's explore its multifaceted impacts. Firstly, we discuss about the economic empowerment and challenges. One of the most important and visible impact of globalization is economic opportunities. Economically, how economically globalization affect Muslims? Indian Muslim communities traditionally engage in trade, handicraft, and farmings. But globalization has brought new opportunities like growth of IT, business outsourcing, and MNCs has providing new jobs for new generation. Such as due to globalization, we have take so much advance, but many IMCs still, but Indian Muslim communities still facing so much challenges like low literacy rate, limited access to quality education, and discrimination in job market. What we have to take the action is invest in education, vocational training to enhance encouragement. Second, support small businesses and support entrepreneurship. Third, provide scholarship to low background students. Second, cultural integration and identity preservation. Globalization has led to interaction between various culture and tradition brought together exposing Indian Muslim communities has new ideas and lifestyles. This has both positive and negative sides. The positive sides are enrich cultural fabric. Second, promote global platform to share Islamic thoughts. Third, Opportunities for interfaith dialogue. The negative effects are as follows: younger generation adopting Western ideals that may conflict with Islamic values. The second one is challenges to preserve Islamic traditions and values. The action we have to take is support the initiative that preserve Islamic heritage like historical mosque. Second, promote mutual understanding. Third one, cultural exchange program. The third, education and knowledge exchange. In terms of education, globalization has offered new opportunities for Indian Muslim community with greater access to knowledge. Students now have the opportunity to study abroad, engage in international academic exchange, and gain exposure to best education institution in the world. However, the access in quality education remain a challenge for many Muslim community. The majority still face a barrier such as financial weakness, lack of awareness about the benefits of modern education. Action. Access to quality education for the regardless their social economic background. Promote digital literacy program to fulfill knowledge gap. Third one, encourage critical thinking and media literacy to navigate the complexity of modern information. Fourth, social integration and political engagement. The interaction between Indian Muslim community and other community, this is how lead to exchange of idea, greater understanding. The Muslim community face discrimination and stereotyping both locally and globally. Political engagement. The globalization world has enabled greater awareness of issues that affect Muslim worldwide challenge faced by Muslim in Palestine and Kashmir. Action we have to take is participate in interfaith and cultural exchange dialogues. Second, learn about different culture and regions. Raise your voice against the discrimination and stereotyping. Fifth one, religious revisionism and reform movement. Globalization encourage and online learn but also lead ideologies. Encourage Islamic studies and scholarship, critical thinking and intellectual discourage to navigate complexity, modern Islamic. Third, promote interfaith dialogue. At the end, I only said that the influence of globalization has affected us, but we must take care of our identity. It's essential that we don't change our essence. Our strength lies in unity. This is the truth we must remember. Thank you for this opportunity. Can I? Okay. It is essentially that we don't change our essence. Our strength lies in unity, and this is the truth we must remember. While we adapt to change in influence of globalized world, we must stay true to our roots and values. The core message is that unity within the community is the key strength and success. Thank you for your attention. May we all continue to grow and progress in our future, or in this world or hereafter. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let me ask you a question while our next speaker is getting ready. So, according to you, what is Islam's place within globalization? We would love to hear from our audience. Anyone? Bal Sir, would you like to say some words on this?
और ये भी देख लीजिए, मतलब और तो नहीं आया कोई, इनको पता चल जाए यहीं से बोलना है
Has audience.
Thank you, Afrin, for calling me here. I am highly thankful to the organizers of this program, especially Dr. Aijaz Ahmad, who has took great pains to organize this program for the speakers from our department, Arabic department from Women's College. So these type of platforms are actually to explore our intellect, what we are within, isn't it? Because the classroom or other activities, these type of activities like speech competitions or quiz competitions, These things actually explore our intellect, what we are within us, because everyone has two sides, isn't it? जैसे हम देखते हैं इंसान को, कभी कभी वैसा नहीं होता है ना? कभी कभी सुस्त आदमी दिखता है, लेकिन वो बोलने में या किसी एक कोई ना कोई उसके अंदर कला होती है. एवरीवन, क्योंकि अल्लाह ताला ने किसी को बेकार पैदा नहीं किया है. एवरीवन हैज़ एन इंटेलेक्ट. सो द स्पीकर्स who have participated in this speech competition, I congratulate them that they came over here and participated in this competition. And you see that all of them will not get first prize or second prize or third prize. Just to take part in the competition, this is a big thing. Otherwise there are number of people, but these 5 or 6 or 10 people, they have the courage to come over here, because to come over the stage, this is the big challenge, because the stage fear, जो सामने आना और उसमें एकदम से घबराना, यही चीज़ होती है असल में कि ये घबराहट दूर होनी चाहिए. बिकॉज दीज आर द प्लेटफॉर्म्स, यही चीज़ें हमें सिखाती है. जब हम क्लासरूम में और अपने क्लास फेलो के सामने या अपने टीचर के सामने बोलना वो ज़्यादा मुश्किल होता है, बिकॉज योर फ्रेंड्स दे विल क्रिटिसाइज यू कि आप ऐसे खड़े थे, आपने ऐसे बोला, आपने ऐसे हाथ रखा, आप यूँ हंस रहे थे या यूँ कर रहे थे. बिकॉज दे आर द जज, दे आर द रियल जज. जो अपना दोस्त होता है या अपने क्लास फेलो होते हैं वही क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं, उससे आपकी वो खामी दूर हो जाएगी, isn't it? So let us hope that this competition will bring a change in your career. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your thought-provoking, motivating speech. Alina? So our next speaker is Alina Anise. Please welcome her.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفر ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد. Respected judges, esteemed faculty members, and dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Alina Anise, a student of BA first year, and I'm deeply honored to be presenting to you the topic, the impact of globalization on Indian Muslim communities. Let us take a moment to reflect on the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, where He says, يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا. O mankind, we have indeed created you from a male and a female and made you into nations and tribes so that you may know one another. This verse reminds us that globalization is not a new phenomenon and that the world has always been connected. Islam spoke about worldwide connection long before the term globalization was even known. But what does the term globalization actually mean? Globalization refers to the interconnectedness of the world, where goods, beliefs, and cultures move freely across countries, reshaping our lives. It basically made our life easier by allowing us to wear clothes made in another country, use technology from some another country, and so on. But to understand the impact of globalization, it is also necessary to understand how it has actually reshaped our lives and in what ways. Let us start by understanding the impact of globalization on the cultural identity of Indian Muslims. We can witness it by seeing the way we dress, the way we live, and the way we interconnect with people across the world. As a result of this, there has been a global rise in Islamic awareness, where people are becoming more aware and embracing Islam in a quicker number. But on the other hand, we also see young Muslims, just because of their need to fit in, they change the way they live, they change their identity, and they sacrifice their faith. For example, we see that our traditional attire is being replaced by global fashion. The languages we speak are being influenced by Western slangs. And social media is now shaping our values more than our family teachings. There's a very famous Arabic saying which says, كل شيء إذا زاد عن حده انقلب إلى ضده. Everything, when it exceeds its limits, turns into its opposite. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already warned us in the Quran in Surah Hashr verse 19. وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَأَنْسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ. And do not be amongst those who forgot Allah, so Allah made them forget themselves. Because if we truly lose our faith, our identity, our culture, then who are we actually becoming? We lose the essence of becoming who we actually are. Okay. So this doesn't mean that we should reject modernity, that we do not accept modernity. No. While embracing different cultures and understanding about different cultures is beneficial, at the same time, it is also important to maintain and to ensure that modernization is not affecting your faith, is not affecting your identity, and is not affecting your belief. The key principle is to stay firm on your Islamic principles. Now, when we see the impact of globalization on the socio-economic grounds, we see that it has actually brought in many opportunities, as many young Muslims are working in multinational companies. Entrepreneurs are selling their products online on various platforms. But on the other hand, it has also impacted the youth negatively. On what basis? We see that the local Muslim businesses, the handicrafts and the textile industry is seeing a rapid decline. Why? Because the big brands are slowly taking place of the small craftsmen and traders. So what should we do in this? What is our role in this? As Muslims, we must support the local Muslim businesses by promoting them online and making good use of technology, not just for entertainment, but also for empowerment. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Muslimu akhul Muslim, la yudlimuhu wa la yuslimuhu. A Muslim is a brother of another Muslim. He does not oppress him, nor does he leave him to be oppressed. So the real question here is, how do we Indian Muslims respond to this change? Do we embrace it blindly or do we reject it completely? The answer is that globalization cannot be stopped, and we can only control how we respond to it. Okay, because it is a change, and just like any other change, it has its pros and its cons. We can take the benefits, the knowledge, the business, the opportunities, and so on, but we must also at the same time preserve our faith, our religion, and our belief. We must not neglect them, because the waves in the oceans are strong, but the boats only sink when the water gets in. I'd like to conclude by saying that we cannot stop change, but we can control on how we respond to it and on how we are affected by it. Because at the end, the choice is ours. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Alina Anise. Now, our next speaker is Asmir MV.
Okay, while our next speaker is getting ready, let me ask you a quick question. Are you guys enjoying this event like we are doing? Anyone? No? No response? No one is enjoying?
Show with a huge round of applause. Asmira MV.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين الفائزين برضا الله. أما بعد، رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Respected faculties, chief judges, and my dear friends, today I want to talk about a crucial issue that affects us all: the impact of globalization on Indian Muslim communities. As we stand at the crossroads of cultural, economic, and social change, it's essential to examine the impact of globalization and its presence to our community. Globalization has brought about significant changes in the way we live, work, and interact with each other. For Indian Muslim communities, globalization has presented both opportunities and challenges. As Stiglitz refers to the book Globalization and Its Discontents, written by Joseph E. Stiglitz, and he is a laureate in economics and it's published in 2002. He says that globalization has transformed the world into a global village. However, its impact on Indian Muslim communities has been multifaceted. On one hand, globalization has opened up new avenues for education, employment, and entrepreneurship, enabling Indian Muslims to connect with the global community and access new opportunities. On the other hand, it has also led to the erosion of traditional industries, cultural homogenization, and socio-economic inequalities. Indian Muslim communities have faced numerous challenges in the context of globalization. There are economic challenges, social and cultural challenges, political challenges, and educational challenges are also there. Globalization has led to the decline of traditional industries, resulting in unemployment and poverty among Indian Muslim communities, under the report of Sachar Committee 2006. In social and cultural challenge, there is cultural homogenization. Globalization has led to the erosion of traditional Islamic values and cultural practices, as Indian Muslims are increasingly exposed to Western cultural influences. In political challenges, there is limited political representation among Indian Muslims. Then, some of the key opportunities affected Indian Muslim communities by globalization is increased access to education and skills training. It helps to providing Indian Muslims with opportunities to acquire new skills and knowledge. The global demand for halal products and services has created new opportunities for Indian Muslim entrepreneurs and business. Globalization has led greater connectivity and networking among Indian Muslim communities around the world. The impact of globalization on Indian Muslim communities is complex and multifaceted. While there are challenges to be addressed, there are also opportunities to be seized. We must also work towards developing innovative solutions. I am concluding my words with a statement: we must promote the socio-economic development, cultural preservation, and Islamic values. وآخر دعوتي أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Thank you.
Thank you, Asmira, once again. I really appreciate your courage to speak here again. And let me tell you that no one is perfect, nor I am. So we should always support each other and encourage one another to do good for the society and everyone, for our communities and all. Public speaking is not about winning or losing. It's about sharing and inspiring others, giving your thoughtful ideas to others, and finding your voice. So it's okay to be, uncomfortable while speaking. Most of us got uncomfortable while speaking, and many people have the fear of public speaking, So it's okay. So our next speaker is Sadia Farza. Please give her a huge round of applause. She can take this.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's begin by the term globalization. In simpler words, globalization refers to the integration among the countries. If we see from a sociological perspective, one of the famous sociologists, Anthony Giddens, defines globalization as the intensification of worldwide social relations which link the distant localities in such a way that the local happenings are shaped by events occurring many miles away and vice versa. In economic perspective, if we see, one of the famous economists, Joseph Stiglitz, defines it as the closer integration of the world's people driven by international flows of ideas, knowledge, and technology. So both the definitions underscores that
Without the voices of the community, the globalization or the process of the globalization cannot be resonated, right? So if we see the impact of the globalization, so the effects of globalization on communities, particularly minority groups like the Indian Muslim community are complex and multifaceted. For around 200 million Indian Muslims, this integration of economy, culture, and the politics has been a paradox. On one side, it provides various opportunities to the Muslim, while on the other hand, it poses serious threats to the interests of the Muslims. Talking about particularly about the Indian Muslim, on a positive note, I have some data regarding it. According to the Kerala Migration Survey 2018, Kerala's Mapila Muslim transformed their futures through the Gulf employment, sending back around 1 lakh crores annually to India, which is a great economic contribution of the Indian Muslim to their economy because of the globalization. And another study of the Tata Institute of Social Sciences conducted in 2016 found that 12% of the urban Muslims work in the IT sector and the service sector, which is a significant increase from the globalization levels. If we see from the cultural perspective, in terms of cultural progress, globalization made Urdu's digital resurrection possible, reaching to the global audience. A 2022 report of by the Rekha Foundation found that the Urdu content on social media has grown by 200% since 2015, which is a massive increment in the content of Urdu. However, the globalization has caused more to the Indian Muslim. It has benefited, no doubt, but it has cost more to the Indian Muslims. One of the major ill effects that we see today of globalization is the Islamophobia and polarization. Where post 9/11, the global war on terror branded Indian Muslims as suspect. A 2022 report by Human Rights Watch found that 75% of Indian Muslims feels targeted by the hate speech on the social media. Asian scholar Arjun Apudai argues globalization fuels fear of small numbers, evident in most mob lynchings and other anti-Muslim conspiracies. From the economic perspective, globalization flooded markets with a cheap Chinese textile, destroying centuries-old looms. A 2018 report by the All India Artisan and the Craftwork Welfare Association found that 80% of the Muslim weavers in Varanasi and Muradabad have shifted to low-paying informal jobs, putting Indian Muslims at margins. And lastly, globalization is also responsible for the erosion of culture, for the erosion of the cultural values. We see McDonald's and Starbucks in the metropolitan cities like Delhi and Mumbai replaces the Halim stalls. Urdu newspaper shatters as English dominates. Historian Mushirul Hassan warned that globalization risks reducing India's Ganga Jamuni culture to a monoculture. And a 2019 study by the Center for the Study of Developing Society found that 60% of the Muslim youth prefer Western clothing over the traditional attire. So, it can be concluded that globalization is really a double-edged sword as claimed by one of the speakers. It has both the positive and the negative effects on the Indian Muslims. So, at last I would like to say that let us globalize without homogenizing. Enjoy the Ramadan with Zoom iftar parties, but keep your dastarkhan alive. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sadia, for your thought-provoking speech. Let me appreciate her that she has prepared here only and she has delivered such a nice speech. Thank you so much once again. Okay, and that brings us to the end of our amazing speeches. A big round of applause for all our participants. तो मैं ये कहना चाहूँगी कि क्या आप लोग एंजॉय कर रहे हैं या आप लोगों को कैसा लगा ऑर्गेनाइज़ किया हुआ हमारा इवेंट? सच है या झूठ है? ओके, हमने लाइक मी एंड माय कलीग और ऑल द सोसाइटी मेंबर्स हमने बहुत एफर्ट्स दिए हैं इस इवेंट के लिए, बट कोई बात नहीं, सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स नहीं आ पाए. हमें स्टार्टिंग में बहुत बुरा लगा कि हमने इतने एफर्ट्स दिए और लाइक पार्टिसिपेंट्स नहीं आ पाए, तो फिर हम बहुत डीमोटिवेट हो गए थे. बट स्टिल वी बिगिन विद द करेज और हमने वैसे ही शुरू किया जैसे हमने प्लान किया था. कोई बात नहीं, आई एम होपिंग फॉर द बेस्ट टू कम फ्रॉम आवर जूनियर्स सोसाइटी मेंबर्स, इंशाल्लाह.
Inshallah, from next year.
Yes, inshallah.
They will do more than us, inshallah, we hope.
कोई कुछ कहना चाहेगा? Any one of you? Like, we would love to hear from you, our audience. Judges?
Yes, I'll hope that you all audience have enjoyed this event. All our participants were well prepared. They delivered their speeches with passion, with confidence. I think it's tough for our judges to choose best out of them. While our judges are engaging with making their decisions, we will love to hear from our esteemed judge Muzafer Sir to share his ideas.
Please welcome him. Yes, sir, you can come in.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाह. मुझे बोला गया है कि उर्दू में बात करें तो मैं उर्दू में ही बात करता हूँ. ये ग्लोबलाइजेशन का बेसिकली ये कोई नई टर्म तो है नहीं जो आज की दुनिया में हमने देखी है पुरानी टर्म. एक अमेरिकन जियोग्राफर है, पॉलिटिकल जियोग्राफर, डेविड हार्वी के नाम से. उन्होंने कहा था कि ये ग्लोबलाइजेशन जो है ये टाइम स्पेस कंप्रेशन है. ये टाइम और स्पेस को क्या कर रहा है, कंप्रेस कर रहा है. और वही हमने देखा है. यहाँ पे हमारे जितने भी पार्टिसिपेंट्स थे इन्होंने बहुत ही अच्छे से इसको प्रेजेंट किया है, हमारे सामने रखा है. खास कुछ ऐसे थे जो रिसोर्स बेस्ड थे, सोर्स बेस्ड थे या रेफरेंस बेस्ड थे, लाइक सादिया. इन्होंने 2 का यहाँ डेफिनेशन दी. एंटोनी गिडेन्स जो सोशलॉजिस्ट है, पॉलिटिकल सोशलॉजिस्ट है, और एक डेवलपमेंट इकोनॉमिस्ट जोसेफ ई स्टेग्लिट्स, नोबेल laureate है, उनकी डेफिनेशन दी. या उसके अलावा बाकी जो भी पार्टिसिपेंट्स थे सब ने बहुत ही अच्छे से इसको प्रेजेंट किया. वो कहते हैं ना कि एक शार है कि गिरते हैं मैदानी जंग में शहसवार, वो तिफल क्या गिरे जो घुटनों के बल चले. इसलिए यहाँ पे आना ही सबसे बड़ी बात है. जो यहाँ पे आए और कुछ बोले वही सबसे बड़ी बात है. अलबत्ता मैं कुछ कहना चाहता हूँ कि जो पहली जिसने सबसे पहले प्रेजेंट किया है ज़िक्रा ज़ाकिर, उनको मैं मशवरा क्या दे सकता हूँ, मतलब ये बोलना चाहता हूँ कि एंटी ग्लोबलाइजेशन उन्होंने डिस्कस किया ज़्यादा. एंटी ग्लोबलाइजेशन और इम्पैक्ट ऑफ ग्लोबलाइजेशन में थोड़ा फ़र्क है, उस पर थोड़ा फोकस कीजिए. मतलब जब भी नेक्स्ट टाइम कहीं पे देना होगा तो थीम क्या है, थीम क्या चाहती है, उस पर ज़्यादा फोकस होना चाहिए. तो उन्होंने बात की इकोनॉमिक इक्वालिटी और इनइक्वालिटी की, वो सही है. हर एक ने ऑलमोस्ट जितने भी स्पीकर्स थे सब ने ये बात की. दूसरी जो थी सबरीना यूसुफ, उन्होंने भी इसमें बात की. एक चीज़ हर एक ने मिस किया है यहाँ पे जो मुझे लग रहा है, मतलब जितने भी स्पीकर्स थे उन सब ने एक चीज़ मिस किया है यहाँ पे. कुछ ने तो इस्लामिक पर्सपेक्टिव दिया है कि इस्लाम में ग्लोबलाइजेशन है या नहीं है कुरान की आयतों से. देखिए ग्लोबलाइजेशन एज सच कोई कुरानिक टर्मिनोलॉजी नहीं है. मेरे मतलब स्टडी के हिसाब से ये कोई इस्लामिक एक कुरानिक टर्मिनोलॉजी नहीं है, क्योंकि ग्लोबलाइजेशन बेसिकली एक वो कंसेप्ट है जिसको कहा ही जाता है एक्कल्चरेशन। एक्कल्चरेशन का मतलब होता है जहाँ पे कोई कल्चर बाकी ना रहे, और इस्लामिक पर्सपेक्टिव के हिसाब से अगर देखा जाए तब ग्लोबलाइजेशन कोई ठीक चीज़ नहीं है। अलबत्ता फिकुल मामलात में ये कहा जाता है कि जो कुछ इंसानियत के फ़ायदेमंद का है वो इस्लाम है, उस पर्सपेक्टिव में ठीक है। अब जब इंडियन पर्सपेक्टिव में हम बात करेंगे तो उसमें सबसे एक चीज़ जो मिसिंग रही वो ये कि इसके फ़ायदे नुकसान आप लोगों ने दिए, खासकर कुछ थे। एक इकरा शेक उन्होंने डेटा प्रेजेंट किया, बहुत ही अच्छा था, या सादिया उन्होंने सोर्स विद डेटा बेस्ड था, लेकिन एक ही पर्सपेक्टिव उन्होंने उजागर किया। इसका एक पर्सपेक्टिव ये भी है कि जो हमारे मुसलमान हैं डेटा के हिसाब से 67% फ्रॉम इंडिया जिन्होंने ग्लोबल टेररिज्म ज्वाइन किया बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ग्लोबलाइजेशन, वो एक पर्सपेक्टिव किसी ने उजागर नहीं किया। बेसिकली जब हम इम्पैक्ट की बात कर रहे हैं तो इम्पैक्ट का मतलब क्या होता है, दोनों चीज़, पॉजिटिवली नेगेटिवली, ये मुझे कहना था, बाकी बस।
Thank you so much, sir. We are really privileged to have you here. You always have been a truly inspiring figure for us. Thank you so much once again. So I would like to conclude with the word that, to my opinion, there is two terms. One is westernization and one is modernization. So to my opinion, according to me, one should or one can adapt modernization to some extent, but not westernization. I want to conclude with that. So with that, we come to the end of this wonderful event. A big thank you to all the judges, participants, faculty, and our enthusiastic audience. See you all next time. So while our judges are concluding with the result, I would request you all to go for a refreshment, and you can come back after some time. Thank you very much. Okay. So आप लोग प्लीज़ थोड़ी देर सब्र के साथ बैठें, हमारे जजेस। ओके सर, प्लीज़ कम। प्लीज़ give him a huge round of applause.
तैयार कर रखा है, उसके बाद ही करेंगे। ये चालू है?
यस सर, ये वाली।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। सबसे पहले तो मैं इस्लामिक स्टडीज़ सोसाइटी के मेंबर्स को मुबारकबाद देना चाहूँगा। इन लोगों ने काफ़ी मेहनत की और एक अच्छे टॉपिक पे इन लोगों ने अपनी बात को लोगों के बीच लाने के लिए इस प्रोग्राम को अरेंज किया है। यहाँ पर जितने भी पार्टिसिपेंट आए हैं उन्होंने बहुत ही अच्छी बातें हम लोग साथ शेयर की। ये अलग बात है कि इसमें कौन फर्स्ट हो गया या सेकंड होगा, लेकिन यहाँ आकर अपने व्यूज़ को शेयर करना एक यही बहुत बड़ी बात होती है। और ग्लोबलाइजेशन जैसे कि ये टेक्नोलॉजी ने, अभी मुजफ्फर सर ने बताया कि ये टाइम को और स्पेस को कंप्रेस कर देता है। ये अब इसके नुकसानात भी होते हैं और प्रॉफिट भी होते हैं। हम 3 लोग वहाँ बैठे थे आपको जज करने के वास्ते, आपकी फाइंडिंग्स, आपके व्यूज़, इन तमाम चीज़ों को देखते हुए जो हम लोगों ने डिसाइड किया है, तो इसमें थर्ड के लिए हमने सेलेक्ट किया है सबरीना यूसुफ को। और अभी बाद में बुला लेंगे, है ना। सेकंड नाम मैं अनाउंस करूँगा यहाँ पे, इकरा शेख। अच्छी फाइंडिंग से आपने बहुत अच्छे से शेयर किया है। और फर्स्ट प्राइज़ सादिया फराम मिर्ज़ा को जाता है। तो आप लोग अपने प्राइज़ आके ले लें यहाँ पे। किससे दिलवाऊँ प्राइज़? मैं दे दूँ? तो बुला लो पहले नीचे से, थर्ड नंबर से बुला लो।
Sabrina Yusuf.
Sabrina Yusuf, please come forward. Certificates. Congratulations, Sabrina. Next is Ikra Shik.
Ikra Shik.
Cheer up कर दें इन्हें please. And the first is Sadia Farza. Congratulations, Sadia.
Congratulations to all of you.